Welcome to Badass Lady Folk. I'm your host, Christine Stoddard, and this episode I'm overjoyed to welcome Comfort Cat. Hi!
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm alright. I'm a little sleepy, but I'm okay.
Why are you sleepy?
I guess I was wandering around a lot today, and I went to the library and read, and I don't know. I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm kind of sleepy too. I'm not looking forward to the days getting shorter and colder, but that is how life goes on the East Coast, so gonna deal with it.
Yeah.
But you are here to bring light and joy. You are a musician. How do you brand yourself?
Oh, I don't know. Someone called me cat punk a few years ago, and so I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's adorable. So I've heard you play at a couple different live events in the city within the past few years. And yeah, there's a lot of joy that you bring and lightness that you bring in your work. And I would love to have you be my first ever musical guest to play live on the show. So how's it feel for me to ask you to do that right now?
Sure, and I had no idea that I was the first of any kind. That's
Yeah. I've had musicians on the show before, but no one's actually played.
Oh.
Yeah. Weird, right?
Yeah, a little, but you know what? I'm happy to rip that Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
It's a strange metaphor.
What is this cute thing?
So this is a guitar ukulele, or a 6-string tenor ukulele. Yeah, so it's like these. So the bottom 4 strings, it's like that you could call that just a regular tenor ukulele, but the G string is an octave lower though, and then you add 2 lower strings, and it's actually the same thing as if you capoed a guitar at the 5th fret. It's the same tuning, so it's just a little bit higher up.
I'll pretend I know what any of that means. You're a music teacher too, right? Or sometimes?
Yeah.
You explained all of that very clearly to someone who has a base knowledge that I lack.
Someone who plays guitar or ukulele would probably be like, oh, okay. Hopefully.
All right. Blow me away.
I am married to the rain. 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 You could pick at any tear from my tapestry of cares, and unraveling like rain, unleash those wicked courts like they've been waiting for. I am married to the rain. 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 Love is an emptiness that craves itself for lack of nothingness. It feeds itself with its best guess. I am married to the rain. I am married to the rain. Please don't leave me on my own. Fill me up like glasses blown. And when the sands of time run through, release my wicked soul and all your thoughts of feeling whole. I am married to the rain. I am married to the rain. I am married to the rain. I am married to the rain.
Applause from one person. That was so beautiful. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you played for me. That was so intimate. my private concert. So tell me the question every artist has to answer. What inspired this work? What inspired this song?
Oh, that song, I had a dream one night, and like right before I woke up, like I received a text message that said, "I am married to the rain." It's like the most unromantic thing ever. It's just like, oh, I got a text message, and it seemed I don't know, just it was interesting. And so I was thinking about it, and while I was going to work, and at the time work was teaching violin lessons, and I was just thinking about it a lot, just that sentence, what it means. And then I got home, and it never really happens this way. Usually it takes me like a really long time and a lot of frustration, to write a song. And that one it took like 2.5 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's not usually that fast. And that one went very, in fact, I was like, no, it can't be done. No, this is dumb. Like, I thought it was dumb. Like, I had to, I sent it to some friends, and I'm like, is this song dumb? Is this corny? And they're like, no. So I kept it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not corny at all. It's full of such emotional range. I mean, there is, there's such depth to it, because there are parts of it that sound very sweet, right? But then parts that are tormented almost. So I know it can be hard to pinpoint sometimes, but what do you think accounts for that emotional range that's in the song?
I guess, like when I think about rain, you know how it's like, the whole water cycle? It's like it rains, and then it's wet.
Yeah.
I'm explaining it so poetically. No. And then it evaporates again, and then it comes down again, and it just happens forever and ever, and it doesn't really break out. Well, let's just say it doesn't ever break out of the cycle, and it's like impersonal, and I just feel like, and I'm part of that cycle. Someday I'm going to die, and then, maybe I'll come back and die and come back over and over again, and it's very impersonal. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, just that feeling like you're part of that cycle, I guess. It's you can feel more than one way about it.
What are some of the responses you've gotten to that song?
Responses? Like
from audiences, yeah, because you've played it live quite often, no?
Yeah, I to be honest, like I choose it because it's kind of a crowd pleaser. Like,
yeah,
I got some other songs that are like, you know, they're not as pretty, So I choose that song whenever I'm not really sure like what kind of crowd I've got in front of me.
Yeah. So, have people given you specific compliments about it Or has it just been like, oh, I like that song? Or I feel like the rain too. I get what you mean. I am the rain too.
Well, no one said that to me, but sometimes, like, people, like, if I get... I just remember I had this recording session a few years ago with my bandmates, and they were like... And then it started raining really hard, and, like, they were having car trouble, and they're like, you're just gonna have to walk home with your husband. Whatever.
The rain's your husband.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, to
that's
be
the joke.
clear.
Yeah.
Wait, so the text message, that came from somebody that you were seeing at the time?
No. It's just, I remember, it just, like, I just got a ping on my phone.
Wait, what? Okay, I knew I was missing something. Wait, what do you mean you just got a ping on your phone? Like from a spam number?
I wasn't thinking that hard about details in that dream. just like I'm like, just the fact that I had my phone in my dream is kind of lame enough. It's like, oh.
Yeah, that's
but
how
that's
attached.
What happened, so yeah, just I got an alert. And that's what it said.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
like
not
a national emergency alert. You know, like you know how all the phones
yeah.
I mean, that's not what happened, but it's just imagining.
Yeah, something like that.
If that happens.
But more poetic, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, no, it wasn't a national emergency alert. It was just a message.
Destiny. So how long have you been writing your own songs?
I'm not sure. I guess maybe since I was like 19. Well, before then. Yeah, I mean, so 19 or 20 is when I started to try to perform them. Or more like 21 actually. But I don't really know when I started to write them.
When did you start studying music?
I guess I got my first music lesson when I was like single digits. So like eight, that was when I learned violin. That's my main instrument. That's what I teach usually.
Have you written songs for violin?
So the Married to the Rain, there's 2 recordings of it online, and one of them I put a lot of violin on the backing track for that. And I put a lot of violin just in a lot of other songs too. But I don't think I've written anything that's like just for violin. It's usually just to create the accompaniment for a song.
So you normally write for guitar lele?
Yeah, usually.
I still love that word.
It's a good word, yeah. Or sometimes I'll start like on another instrument. There's some songs where like I tried to write them on the keyboard, but I'm not very good at piano. That's why. Yeah, that's why I have someone in my band plays piano. I have a piano player and a bass player that I perform with sometimes.
What's your band?
It's just called Comfort. It's just Comfort Cat, or sometimes it's Comfort Cat and Friends. But then the and Friends is optional at this point.
But you often perform by yourself too, right?
Yeah, both solo and sometimes with them, depending on what kind of an event it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you like about guitar lele?
I like that it's small.
It is small.
Yeah. So I started on just a soprano ukulele, which is the 4-string one. It was basically a toy I got because I was frustrated at not being able to accompany myself. I used to like write songs and then ask other people to play the chords for me, which can. I mean, you know, sometimes it works for people, but it can also, you know, be weird. Like, you're going to depend on another person to do all the accompanying for you, you know? And I'm like, well, I got to stop. I got to learn how to do it for myself. So,
yeah.
So I started with that, and then...
That must have been empowering.
It was really, yeah, it was. I'm really glad. So that instrument I've been playing since 2011. Like, it was like my senior year of college. I started teaching myself ukulele. And then I got this thing, so about like a week after I moved to Staten Island, or it all blurs together, I don't know, just like shortly afterwards, I went to this music shop. It's actually it's out of business now.
Oh,
It's called Mandolin Brothers.
that's a very cute name.
Yeah,
There's a lot of cute stuff happening.
So I went there and I like, ooh, it has 6 strings.
Mm.
Am I ready for 6 strings? Am I ready for those extra 2 strings at the bottom? And I'm like, well, I'll just learn how. And so I taught myself how to play that. Yeah, and that was before I had made any friends on the island. I didn't know anybody.
How did you start making friends on Staten Island?
Oh, well, one of the jobs that I had, one of my first jobs there, well, not really. So I worked on the internet. I worked online. I wrote SEO posts.
Yeah.
So just like write like 8 articles a day about like toaster ovens and plumbers and stuff like that. And I got like cabin fever, you know, always being at home. So I looked up a cafe to go write at. And so I started going to ETG Book Cafe every once in a while to just like work there. And
Is that still in business?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, thankfully. And I would bring instruments with me there, like usually because I was going to go to the ferry afterwards, you know, and go rehearse, you know, off-borough. And then one of the owners said, hey, I noticed that you have instruments with you sometimes, and I know a lot of other people with instruments. Can I introduce you to them?
And that's how you made friends.
And that's how, yeah, basically.
So, would you say that live events are still very much a part of your life, or is that something that's changing because of this post-COVID world, whatever we want to call it, that we live in?
Live events are still very important to me. In fact, the pandemic made me realize just how important they are to me, because I really don't like Zoom performances that much. I mean, I understand, you know, they're really important for people who can't make it out to live events, you know. So I appreciate that, but you know, I enjoy the experience of having a live crowd a lot. And the pandemic made me realize, oh man, I miss those.
Yeah.
I don't perform quite as much as I was a few years ago. I guess I'm being like a little, I don't know, choosier now. Like my next performance is in Syracuse. Like I'm trying to perform like away from the city more often, which isn't really that often. But
What is that event?
There's a band, another cat band that I made friends with, and like I booked them on Staten Island, so now they're booking me over there. And okay, maybe that should be my strategy. I should just locate other cat-themed bands in the Northeast and do swaps with them like that.
So how, you said that you're choosier. How do you decide what kinds of live events to do now?
Just events where it makes sense. Like, I don't know.
Where you feel like you fit in musically or curatorially?
Yeah, definitely, because I don't fit in everywhere, and sometimes that's great, and sometimes it's like frustrating, you know.
Yeah.
You know, probably not just for me, but maybe for people watching, you know.
Yeah, because audiences expect one thing maybe, and then they got another. And
Yeah, and I'm that a lot.
Well, you
That's
do
how I
have
feel.
a very distinctive sound, and I know you used cat punk earlier, but what are some other words you'd use to describe your music and style?
I don't know. Sometimes I throw around the word screamo musical theater. That just sounds dumb, though. Every once in a while I have like a brainstorm about it, and I don't really like any of the things that I come up with. One of my friends a few years ago called it divine punk. That was cool.
Divine.
Yeah, I haven't used that in a while.
Ooh.
I don't know. It sounds hoity-toity. You know, I don't want to describe myself that way.
It also sounds powerful though, and I appreciate what you were saying earlier about how you didn't want to rely on someone else to accompany you, and
Yeah.
that's why you took it upon yourself to learn.
Yeah.
So, what are the ways that you found yourself as a woman having to find your own power in different situations as a musician?
Well, it's definitely an ongoing process. Like, I've always been, like, really shy and, like, not at all extroverted or outspoken. I mean, there was a time, actually, when I was a kid where I was extremely loud. And then that got the shit kicked out.
You can say that on the show. It's fine. Should have warned you about that. Yeah, it's A-okay.
I got all the enthusiasm and love for life just, like, kicked out of me at a certain point.
Yeah.
And I had to kind of reclaim it little by little.
Yeah. There are lots of assholes in the world.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what combination of events happened, but I, like, lost my mojo. And so, I feel like I feel like I come off as someone that doesn't perform. But then you get to know me, then you figure out, oh wait, this person really likes to be ridiculous.
And has also performed music since you said 8 years old?
Yeah, and like my first teacher at the time, actually, just like you don't really like have these realizations when you're that age.
Yeah.
But now, like, looking in retrospect, and also as a teacher especially, like, I'm like, well, she used to, like, organize, like, quarterly recitals for all these students. Like, I don't even do that. I mean, I don't have enough students, but, well, I don't know, just, that's a process, too. Like, I would like to do more of that kind of event planning, but, that was important. It was an important experience, and it's like I got used to it. I don't know.
Yeah. What?
And I still get nervous performing. I still get like I was anxious before here, but I just always do. That's just kind of part of the package.
So how do you get yourself to do something? Like, how do you like muster up the energy and courage to perform, even when you don't always feel like, oh, this is the right time or place?
I say, well, it's gonna happen.
So it's fatalistic, right?
They're gonna get what they're gonna get. Yeah.
And they can't complain about it.
Sure. Or, if they do,
fuck them. All right, we have to wrap things up. So where can viewers find your music?
Yeah, you can find it on all the streaming platforms. We're YouTube, like Spotify and Apple Music, all that stuff. You can follow me on the socials too.
As Comfort Cat?
Yeah. Comfort Cat Music.
Nice.
Most things, yeah. And I'm in the middle of working on some more music. That is actually a collaboration with my partner. They're based off of so my partner is Thomas Fukulora, and he wrote some poems and asked me to make them into songs. And most of the songs on this album are like that.
Oh.
From those, yeah. So I'm hoping to release the first single from that in a few months. I'm hoping by like December. I'm working on a lyric video for it, and it's hard.
Yeah.
Making videos is hard for me, but I'm working on that right now.
It's something for our viewers to look forward to on YouTube. Then.
Yeah, that'll be on YouTube. Yep.
That makes sense for a video.
Oh yeah. Well, some people use Vimeo and
yeah.
I don't know what the other, just
Well, thank you, Comfort Cat. That is all the time that we have. Your your rain song is going to be stuck in my head in a good way, I promise. Thank you, dear viewers, for watching another episode of Badass Lady Folk. I'm your host, Christine Stoddard. Tune in next time. Bye!